Welcome to the Well Said Podcast, the podcast for inspiring as well as aspiring authors and speakers. Now, here's your host, dynamic author and speaker, Cedric L. Threets.
What's going on, great people? Hey, you know why I call you great? Because somebody's got to be great today. It might as well be you. Welcome once again to the Well Said Podcast, the podcast for inspiring as well as aspiring authors and speakers. I am your host, Cedric Threet, aka Cedric the Edutainer, and all that good stuff. Simple Cedric. People just call me everything, but I'm the host of the Well Said Podcast. Thanks again for listening and joining me. Hey, I got another great guest today. You know, I always come at you, and this is a milestone because this is my 10th episode. I'm on episode number 10. I started this about a month and a half ago, and I'm already on episode 10. So I am so excited. This is awesome. And my guest today is going to come to you with some power. I tell you, she is a powerhouse. She has some information that everybody needs. So I'm going to get right to it and introduce my guest. Her name is Miss Eboni Andrews. She is the founder of Eboni Enterprises, and she is determined. She is determined and ethical entrepreneur with a purpose in mind to help people live free. Amen. She quit her job 2 years ago to pursue entrepreneurship full time. And since then, she has learned so much. And she wants to bring lessons, tips, and hacks that will help people in their daily lives. She does a myriad of things. She helps individuals obtain funding without personal credit by using what she calls OPM. And I'm going to let her explain that to you, that OPM. You can use that to fund and grow your business. She likes to reveal simple strategies to help people who are on their 9 to 5, reclaim their time. That's what she's helping people do. She's helping people reclaim their time. And she wants to show you how to leverage the Bible to build a kingdom business. She also offers you the ultimate hacks and tips that has helped her earn 5 figures as a Turo superhost. Her techniques are tried and true. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce to you my dear friend, Miss Eboni Andrews. How you doing, Miss Eboni?
I am doing good. I'm glad to be here, Sid. I just realized the name of your podcast is like a play on words. Like literally, because it's like, well, that was well said.
See?
And well, this is said. So yeah, I like it. That's very clever. But I'm doing
that's
good.
That's what I do. That's what I do. I'm an author. I'm always playing with words, and that just kind of came to me to call the podcast that. The Well Said Podcast. So thank you for
I like it.
Thank you. Well, you and I, we met probably a year and a half, 2 years ago. I met this young lady.
2 years, at least 2 years.
Yeah, I met this young lady. I'm an Uber driver part-time. I do some Uber driving, and I picked up this young lady. I pick up all kinds of people while I'm doing my Uber driving. And the cool thing about being an Uber driver is you meet so many great people, and everybody has a story. And me being the talker I am, I'm always interested in people's stories. So when I picked up Miss Eboni over 2 years ago, I picked her up at one spot and I took her to another spot. And she was picking up this beautiful car, and I was asking her, I said, hey, what are you doing? And she said, well, this is my car, and this is my business, and I'm interested in knowing about this stuff. So I asked her, well, how can I get involved in that? And she said, well, I can teach you. Mm-hmm. So I went through her course and her class, And I learned so much from this young lady. I'm an old head, and I'm not ashamed to learn stuff from young people, because these young people, they can
Love
teach you some stuff. They know this stuff. So,
it.
Miss Ebony, just tell the people a little more about yourself and what it is you do.
Absolutely. That intro was fantastic. I would like to add that, now I'm helping people boost their credit, repair
Okay.
their credit with some fast track strategies, anywhere between 30 to 90 days. I can help
Wow.
people to
Wow.
really honestly in like 7 days. But
Okay.
we're gonna get to all of it. We're gonna get
Yeah,
to
yeah, yeah.
yeah, so that's just something I want to add to that. But I mean the intro was perfect because I do like people, I like to educate people on how they can live free. That's
Okay.
really the whole gist of, what I do.
Right.
And some of my gifts and talents allow me to do that,
Mm-hmm.
to help you to figure out exactly what is your gifts and talents and how
Okay.
you can build a business and
Mm-hmm.
utilize God to be able to grow that business and, live a purpose-driven life. So,
Okay. Okay. So now, how did you get involved with what made you just did you just sit around and say, hey, I want to help people build their credit? I know all these people who got bad credit. Let me show them how to get some good credit.
well, it is definitely didn't happen that way. So, in life, a lot of the times things happen to you
Mm-hmm.
and they seem bad at the time,
Yeah.
but really it's like a blessing in disguise, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So back in 2021, I'm gonna start from there and I'm trying to make this as brief as I can. Back in
Okay.
2021, I was asleep, woke up for work the next day, normal routine, went to my balcony, car was gone. Somebody
Mm.
stole my car. Like a
Wow.
trick. Poof, it was gone. So that night, I didn't go to work, but that night I was just up thinking. And I said, you know what? The next car I get is going to be uh not in my personal name, it's going to be in a business name and it's going to become an asset that's going to make me money, not
Mm.
a liability that's going to take my money. I
Okay.
don't care how long it takes.
Mm.
I'm gonna buy me a car, EIN only, and I'm gonna rent it out on a Turo platform.
Wow.
And so 5.5 months later, I walked off the lot with a 2020 Jeep. This was in 2022, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Off the lot with that Jeep Wrangler. And that was, what's funny? What's funny about that is I recently came back home cleaning out some stuff in my childhood bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
And I came upon a journal. It was dated for 2009. In that journal, I wrote that I wanted a white Jeep Wrangler. And that's the Jeep that I got. Ain't that
Wow.
crazy? So I became booked and busy. I got another car and rented them out on the Turo platform. So much to it replaced my 9 to 5 income, and God called me to walk away from it.
Wow.
And I start teaching other people how they can, get these vehicles and build business credit and all of that good stuff. So that's one aspect on the business side, right?
Uh-huh.
Let's fast forward to 2025.
Okay.
So I'm on the internet, got a whole brand new page that's not even connected to EA Marie Enterprise, right? And I'm still helping people do business credit on TikTok Live and all this good stuff. And God tells me, I want you to walk away from this. I want you to
Mm.
take a pause on business credit. Take a pause on it. And I want you to go help my people in Luke 4:18, where I don't even have my Bible. It's over there on my bed. But Luke 4:18, it says something about delivering the captives that are oppressed and
Mm-hmm.
make sure you deliver them good news, you know,
Okay.
the brokenhearted people and all this good stuff. And so basically he was telling me, hey, it's a lot of people out here who, they're oppressed by bad credit. And they
Mm-hmm.
think that that is their life and that they have to deal with that, some type of way and not be delivered from it. And so I need you to go deliver the good news to these people and say, hey, I got some strategies, some laws, some tips, some tricks so we can break up with bondage of debt,
Okay.
you know.
Okay.
And so yeah, so I've been doing it. That was in April. So I walked away from TikTok Live and business credit and all of that good stuff in April. I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to do it,
Mm-hmm.
but God called me to do it because I really love business credit. And so it took me a while to really fully be obedient, but I invested into this mentorship. This lady taught me some new tricks and tips. On June the 9th, I had a 550 credit score.
Mm-hmm.
June the 11th,
Mm-hmm.
I had a 706.
Wow.
3 days.
Wow.
Is crazy? I mean, it just sounds mind-blowing. 3 days?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And see, I'm looking at the title of your book that says Breaking Up with Bondage: How to Break Free from Debt in 3 to 60 days. Now get that, people. 3 to
Mhm.
60 days. So it can be as little as 3 days, and it can be as much as 60 days.
Mhm.
But this book will break you up from bondage. And I'm listening to your testimony there, and how you were talking about the Holy Spirit told you to do this, and you used that scripture of setting the captives free. And I think it falls in line with another scripture. I think it's in Luke chapter 22, verse 32. It talks about, I may be wrong on that. I'm not a Bible scholar, people,
Yeah.
by any
Right.
stretch. But
Yeah.
anyway, the scripture says that when Jesus was talking to Simon Peter, he said that Satan has desired to sift you as wheat, but I have come, and when you are free, I want you to go and strengthen your brothers. So that's what you are doing. You are going out and strengthening your brothers. That's
Mhm.
what you are doing. You're not just getting this information and holding on to it. You are taking this stuff and giving it out to people so that they can be free as well. Would you agree?
That's exactly what I'm doing. And that's why I'm here with you today, because anybody who is not lucky enough, but anybody who's graced with your watching your podcast, they're gonna
Mhm.
learn something
Yeah.
before the end of this podcast, because I'm here to deliver the good news. So
I love it. I love it. That's so
yeah, no
awesome. That's so,
gatekeeping. No
yeah.
gatekeeping over here.
Yeah, when it's in you like that, you just can't help but share it. So tell us a little bit about these tips and hacks and strategies, as you call them.
So, how I was able to break up with the bondage of debt in 3 days was being in a data breach.
Okay.
Most of us have been in a data breach, whether we know it or not. Like my current clients, I'll ask them that because that's a prerequisite to you guys joining my program. And they'll say, no, I don't think I've ever been in a data breach. I never got an email or a letter in the mail or anything like that. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. I got ways to find out that you were in a data breach.
Mm-hmm.
And when I send them the proof that they've been in a data breach, they're like, wow. So that is the premise of how you're able to get such vast quick results is
Mm-hmm.
you claim identity theft. Because if you were in a data breach, that means that your information was compromised. That
Okay.
means that they have your name, your address, your phone number, sometimes your social security number, you know.
Wow.
And so that is the basis of your claim, your dispute, or whatever the case. The
Mm-hmm.
credit bureau, they're not even, there's also something I'm gonna say. The credit bureaus are not even bureaus. Okay.
Mm.
People think that they're kind of like government related, but they're actually not. They're private companies. Okay. They're really, really credit reporting agencies. Okay. It's under a LLC. They are regulated by the CFPB. The CFPB is who regulates them. So the
Okay.
CFPB is their boss. Okay. So they have to comply with, federal law under the CFPB.
Mm-hmm.
Guess what the CFPB protects?
Who?
Consumers.
Oh,
Who's
wow.
you and I.
Mm-hmm.
So my eyes, I may be twisting this a little bit, but they kind of work for us. The credit
Okay.
bureaus, you just have to be in the know. Going back to the Bible says, "My people perish because of lack of knowledge." When
Right.
you educate yourself, there is so many different avenues and ways that you could be agile in life and get your way out of stuff, or whatever. So yeah, data breach. That's
Yeah.
really what it is. That's the gist of the quick results.
Wow. Wow. So you mentioned now, I'm real big into acronyms and initials and all this. See what you said, the CLP.
That is consumer. Oh Lord, said you can call me out. What does CFPB stand for? Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, I think. Now,
Okay.
don't hold me to it. Like he said, don't hold him to the scripture. Don't hold
Right.
me. Just tell it got the word consumer in there. Okay.
Right. Right.
So their job is to protect you, to make sure that the credit reporting agencies
Hmm.
are complying with federal law. Okay.
Okay.
And one of the biggest things is making sure that what they're reporting on your behalf on your credit report is accurate
Okay.
and it's verifiable. If they can't verify the debt, they legally have to remove it. And if they don't remove it, then you can send them a letter of intent, just basically saying, hey, if you don't remove this, I can take you to court.
Okay.
And they don't want that. So they're gonna try to avoid this some sort of way.
Right. Right. So do you contact them personally, like through email, or do you call them, or
The
who do you call
CFPB,
first? Do you call them first, or do you call the credit bureau first?
great question. So the first thing you do is you get in the know. You realize, pull your credit report and you realize what's on here.
Okay.
What's on here, what is inaccurate.
Hmm.
So even though you may owe Capital One, but the date could be wrong, or the
Hmm.
amount could be wrong, or
Hmm.
they don't have the full account number. If you see something like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 asterisk 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 asterisk, that out the gate is not accurate, because how are you going to tell me that I owe Capital One, but you can't even report my full account number? Like it
Hmm.
gets that meticulous, you
Okay.
know. But yeah, your CFPB has a website, and you just go on the website and file a complaint.
Okay. So now a lot of people, they don't even pull their credit report. Tell people how they can pull their credit report and how often they should do it.
So, you could go on annualcreditreport.com and you could pull all three of them at one time. It's free. And what they're gonna do is direct you to each website, TransUnion, Experian, and Equifax. So you could do it that way. Or you could just create. I would advise you to create an online account with all three of them. You know,
Okay.
so, so you can know what's really going on your report, and then once you find the inaccuracies, you can actually file the dispute through the website instead of sending a letter.
Okay. Okay. So you go online with TransUnion, Equifax, and what's the other one?
Experience.
Experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, because a lot of people don't know these things, and this is some great information, people. We need to know this, and all of this information is out there for you, and it's good that you could have someone such as Ebony here to share this great information. I hope you guys, if you're listening or watching or writing this stuff down, because she's spitting out some fire right now.
I am. I really am. I didn't even know this stuff.
Right.
Um, what March, April, I had no idea that you could utilize being in a data breach as supporting documentation to get things off of your credit report. You know,
Okay.
none of us have privacy.
Right.
We think we got privacy, but we really don't. They know what's in your text messages. They know what's
Hmm.
in your call log. They know what's in
Hmm.
your camera roll. I
Yeah.
remember one time I was texting my best friend about something. Let's just say it was bananas. We're
Yeah.
texting about bananas. And then later on that day, I'm scrolling on social media and somebody was, let's just say trying to sell me bananas or a banana
Right.
subscription or something.
Right.
I'm just like, I didn't Google this.
Yeah.
So that
Yeah.
means y'all are reading my text messages.
Exactly.
Hmm.
Exactly. Yeah. There was a movie or a phrase or something back in the 80s. I'm dating myself. It would said that Big Brother is watching you. The Big Brother is always watching. You can be talking about pantyhose, and the next thing you know, you'll be getting emails about pantyhose.
Hmm.
So that's what these people are doing, and they've even taken it to another level here with this administration that we have now. When Elon Musk was giving all of our data and stuff and our social security number to do
Woo.
all kinds of stuff.
Yep.
So it's all out there, people. We don't
Yep.
have the privacy that we think we have.
Mm-mm.
Nothing is private anymore. But you can take this information and use it to your advantage, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
Yeah.
As long as you are being, as long as you are educating yourself,
Mm-hmm.
don't just be claiming identity theft now. I'm not telling you that. And also, this is not legal advice. This is not financial advice. I'm
Mm-hmm.
only giving you um my experience and expertise,
Okay.
guidance based upon my experience and my expertise. Not only
Mm-hmm.
did it work for me, but it also has worked for other people. My best friend, shortly after, well, really at the same time, I had felt like, God was, because I know she's about to get ready to move, and I could feel a tug that I needed to help her with her credit
Mm-hmm.
because she was thinking that I need to file bankruptcy. I need to file bankruptcy. It's so crazy how people just automatically go to bankruptcy when they owe a lot of stuff. That is not true.
Wow.
Stop doing that, y'all. You
Mm-hmm.
don't have to automatically file bankruptcy. And I was just listening to her saying it, and I knew it was because somebody in her family or her community had filed bankruptcy.
Mm-hmm.
And she was clinging on to that idea that that's how you fix things.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me why, like I said, I had got the leading to, fix her credit, right? I go pull up this girl's credit report. I said the fact that you thought you needed to file bankruptcy and all you got on here is a couple of payday loans, a credit card, and there was something else she had on there. I'm like, girl, you do not have to file bankruptcy.
Mm.
And so that was I think I submitted her stuff sometime in June. In 2 weeks. Okay, by the end of June, she has, and I have, receipts and all of this stuff online, guys,
Yeah.
but she texted me one morning and I screenshotted the actual text. And she said, friend, you did this,
Mm.
like a little crying face because her score is higher than mine. She has a 731 FICO score. We're not talking Vantage.
Yeah.
FICO. Um,
Wow.
so it works fast. And then, I've had somebody else that they wanted to buy a car and they gave me 90 days
Mm-hmm.
and they have their car now. It's been 43 days. They got their car. So
Well,
yeah.
wow.
Yep. I
I
found
love
out
it.
in a data breach, a T-Mobile data breach. So y'all need to go look this stuff up. Go see if you were in the AT&T one or the Equifax or the T-Mobile. Those are big data breaches. Just go look it up.
And you look it up how?
So, what you can do is you can go to, I'm really giving y'all some gems right now. Okay.
You're actually giving us paid information
But
for
it's okay because I noticed that when you give people the what, they still got to know the how.
exactly.
I'm giving y'all the what. Um,
Okay.
so because you still got to know how to use this. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Law to use in order to get this stuff off. But anyway, you would go to Experian. Remember, I was telling you go to Experian and create your online account.
Mm-hmm.
There is a like a little option at the top. It's one says credit and one says protection. Click protection. Okay. Once you click protection, there are going to be some options that's going to pop up. You want to look for something that says dark web. Okay.
Okay.
You click dark web, they're gonna do like a little scan or whatever to see was your name, your address, or your social found in a data breach. And you screenshot that and use that as supporting documentation for your identity theft claim.
Hmm. Awesome. That is awesome.
Ain't that crazy? Experience when they gave you the information. Then
Right.
take it and use it against
Wow.
them.
Come on now. That
Yes,
is so
period.
awesome. That
Yep.
is awesome.
And
And
I
and,
tell
and
people,
go
I tell
ahead.
people all the time when I'm doing these free credit audits and stuff like that, I tell people, I say, credit is a game. Either
Mm-hmm.
you get played or you learn how to play.
Right.
And
Right.
is that not a play that you
Yeah.
can run?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So,
Yeah. And see, once you know the play, it's just like a game. Once you know the play and you execute that play, you run that play just like it was drawn up, then you can't lose. You
mhm,
can't lose. These are proven, I mean, proven things that she has used to help people who are struggling with this stuff and think they can't do it. Like you said, run into bankruptcy because that's what they want you to do.
yeah.
And hey, Full
You
transparency,
can still
I
get
have
that
done that
off.
myself in the
You
past.
can still get it off. It's a
Yeah.
way you don't have to wait 7 to 10 years, y'all. You can get it off before then. That's
See, look at
another
that.
play. That's another play.
Wow. Wow. So now you show people how to do all, is all of that in your book that you have, this book that you have, Breaking Up with Bondage?
So the breaking up with bondage, how you break free from debt in 3 to 60 days does teach you, it gives you functional links. So it's a functional book where you can actually click the links inside of it and it's going to take you straight to Experian, Equifax, TransUnion, so you can create those online accounts. And
Okay.
then I have some websites in there that you can go check to see if your information was in a data breach because Experian ain't the only one.
Hmm.
Um, and then also inside of that tutorial, I have, I mean, not tutorial, Lord. Inside of that book, I have video tutorials that are clickable too. You click it and it takes you to YouTube. They're private videos on YouTube.
Okay.
Um, and it just teaches you, click by click, step by step, how you do this stuff. So
Wow. So how does one get the book?
So you would, if you follow my social media, it's Ebony Marie, and that's Mareee, 3 E's. You just click the link in my bio, and you'll see in there where you could, schedule a free credit audit, or you could DM me. Most of the time I like to connect with people
Hmm.
to make sure that what I'm offering them can actually help. I don't want, to just be just selling stuff just to make money.
Right.
God called me to this. So I want to ensure that what I'm doing can actually help you. So I
Okay.
like for people to book a free credit audit so I could, kind of feel you out, stuff
Hmm.
like see if I want to work with you.
Hmm.
A, and then B, just to make sure that what I have can actually help.
Wow. Okay. And that's fair enough. That's fair enough. So the book now, is it a physical book or is it an ebook or
Yeah, it's a guide, it's a digital product. But I mean, since Said is my guy, I don't mind giving you guys the direct link to the book itself, since
okay.
since you're filling me out and you see based upon what I'm saying, like this girl knows what she's talking about, or she seems, like I can kind of trust her or whatever with this information. I want more.
Hmm.
So I could definitely provide you guys the direct link to the guide itself that comes with video tutorials.
Okay. And what is that link?
So that link is my Pensite store. So it will be www.pensight.com. Okay,
Hmm.
that's ensight.com// Ebony Marie.
Okay.
EboniMareee.
Okay. And that has the three E's on it as well.
Yes, it
Okay.
it sure does.
And I'm a witness, ladies and gentlemen. I can tell you this, you can trust this lady because the stuff that she taught me, I took it and my credit score, it went up. I think it went up at least 120 points just by me doing the stuff that she taught me to do. And I was just amazed because I didn't think I could do that with my credit, but and now she's just taking it to another level with all of these other things that she's doing, and this is just so awesome. I mean, I am just so proud to know you, Miss Ebony. I'm so glad we met. Like I said, hey, you never know who you might meet being an Uber driver, but
Yeah, and
God places people in your life for a
what
reason.
he does.
And what's happening now is we're getting an opportunity to spread this word even more to people who really need it, because there are people out there who they're being taken advantage of. I was talking to a
Uh,
coworker today who she is a little older than I am, and people just try to take advantage of it. And this has nothing to do with the credit stuff, but someone came out looking at her air conditioner and wanted to charge her $1,500 to do something to her air conditioner. And there's nothing wrong with her air conditioner. She said her house is actually too cold. And so there's nothing wrong with her air conditioner. But these people want to come, and the guy looks at it and he's trying to charge her $1,500. So there are people out there who will take advantage of you. And I'm sure you all
Yes.
know that.
Oh my
But
God.
I am a living witness. This young lady, the stuff she teaches is tried and true, and she definitely knows her stuff. So now you have a social media platform. Do you go on your social media platform and do you do like webinars or workshops? What do you do with that?
So it's funny you asked that. I am wanting to do that for the month of August to start doing some webinars just for
Mm-hmm.
education purposes, so people can connect with me. And I'm also gonna start back going live because I was going live every day.
Mm-hmm.
And so I took a step back from it, but I'm gonna start doing that as well. So people should definitely follow my social media, because between going live, and also promoting the webinar that I'm gonna be doing here soon to
Okay.
educate.
Okay.
And they also can join my Facebook group. It's called Funding Strategies Revealed. So I'm not just talking about credit, guys. Remember, I like to help people live free. So I also teach driven entrepreneurs how to basically, how can I say this? I simplify marketing strategies,
Okay.
driven entrepreneurs, so they can get paid to post content.
Mm.
Because that's what I'm doing, getting paid
Yeah.
to post content. So why not teach people who may have a juice business or
Mm-hmm.
they're a notary or whatever, how to actually convert your content into coins.
Wow.
And then also, of course, my first love is business credit. So we talk about that too.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you guys should definitely join my free Facebook group, Funding Strategies Revealed.
Content into coins. She talks about me with my little word. She does the same because the other thing she had was turning cards into cash. Was it?
Hmm.
Cars into cash, content into coins. That's
Yep.
what we do. So
Hmm.
that is awesome. So when is your next video or live or when is your
It's
next
so funny
presentation?
that you asked me that because I have been feeling like I need to come up with an announcement on when I'm gonna do this.
Hmm.
Uh, right now, I would just say you guys need to follow me,
Okay.
because I'm gonna be announcing when I'm gonna actually start back coming live and stuff like that. So
Hmm.
it's in the works, but I don't have a definitive date, if that makes sense. So just follow me so you can be, in the know of what's going to happen. Shoot me a DM too,
Yeah.
if you're looking into wanting somebody to actually look at what is on your credit to
Hmm.
determine the best route, you know.
Okay.
So
Now, do you prefer to do these sessions one on one or do you do them in group sessions or how does
great.
that work?
Great question. So this is usually how it goes. You get on the free credit audit, and I audit just to make sure that what you have qualifies for this fast track strategy
Hmm.
with identity theft. And I have three different packages that I tell people. The first package is a do it yourself. Okay, so that's the book that you've been
Hmm.
talking about. The guide plus the tutorial, that is just like I'm not involved in it. I give it to you and you do what you do it yourself.
Hmm.
And then the second tier is do it with you. So
Okay.
3-day challenge called Breaking Up with Bondage 3-day challenge.
Okay.
And so for an hour for 3 days in a group setting,
Hmm.
okay, I'm showing you, hey, this is what you need to do with your FTC report. This is what you need to day two. This is what you're doing with CFPB, their website, right?
Hmm.
And then of course you have me live to ask me questions and stuff like that. You get the recordings, and then the third tier is do it for you.
Okay.
Right. So you just hand everything to me. You give me your license, your social security number, your bank statements, all these documents, so I
Hmm.
can be able to do this stuff on your behalf.
Okay. Wow. All these services, ladies and gentlemen, all these services. So it's up to you how you want to do it. And when is the next 3 day challenge? How often do you do those?
I try to do them at least twice a month.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. The next challenge is going to start. When is Monday? Let me look up the date for Monday. The next challenge is going to start on Monday, the 21st.
Okay.
And today's the 17th.
Yeah.
But I rerun it, I rerun it. So that's why I say just follow me so you can know when the challenge. And that's why it's good to book a call because
Yeah.
we talk about all of that good stuff on the call.
Mm-hmm.
I have a kickoff call that's gonna, just show that's before the challenge. That just shows you this is what you need to do to prepare. Get all
Okay.
your documents in one place. We
Mm-hmm.
don't been holding us up to be rocking and rolling for these 3 days. So.
Right, right. So now you're saying book a call. Is the phone number in all of the information once they go on, or do you want to give them the phone number now?
So that's the link in bio.
Okay.
Everything goes back to my social media. If you go to my social media and you see that link in bio, click it. You'll see the
Mm-hmm.
call right there. It's called a free audit call.
Mm-hmm.
Click book now. And once you click book now, you'll see a calendar. Pick the date that works for you, the time that works for you. And then on that specified date, we're going to hop on a video conference, kind of like what me and Sid are doing.
Yeah.
And I'll share my screen because you have to sign up for credit monitoring.
Mm-hmm.
And what the credit monitoring does is $1, y'all, to sign up for this. But what the credit monitoring does is allow me to put all 3 of your reports in one place on one screen.
Mm.
And so I just go through there and I say, okay, do you live at this address? No, I don't. Okay, we need to delete it. Okay, do you still use this Capital One account? No, I don't. Okay, we need to delete this, so.
Mm-hmm. So you go down each tier line by line and just dissect it that way.
Yep. I'm just asking you. I'm kind of analyzing your report to come up with a decision if we should move forward or not.
Okay.
And if I decide, and most of the time we move forward. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, let's be honest. But in some cases where people's credit is not as jacked up, and maybe I can just give you some tips,
Mm-hmm.
to say, hey, all you need to do is this, and
Yeah.
you be able to get that off.
Yeah.
So if it's something like really small and minute that you can
Mm-hmm.
do your own, I'm gonna tell you to do that instead of trying to charge you, you
Right.
know. Because my reputation really means a lot to me.
Mm-hmm.
When I hop on these calls, a lot of the times people are saying, well, I paid credit repair before, it didn't work, or I paid credit repair and they ran off on my money. I
Mm-hmm.
paid credit repair and they barely communicated with me. I
Mm-hmm.
paid credit repair and they didn't tell me nothing. They left me in the blind.
Yeah.
They didn't educate me. I'm
Mm-hmm.
a I'm not an educator. Like what is it, Cedric? The
I'm the edutainer. I
trainer.
educate
That's
and
it,
and
edutainer. Yeah.
entertain.
Yes, I love it. I'm not a teacher, but I'm kind of a teacher,
You
because I
are.
love to
Yeah.
teach people things that I know
Mm-hmm.
is gonna help them.
Right.
Um, I'm not just on there just auditing your credit to tell you what's wrong. I'm also
Mm-hmm.
gonna give you some steps on how to move forward so you can avoid possibly being back in this situation. So.
Right. Right. So you gave the testimony of the young lady who she thought she had to file bankruptcy and she thought she had to do this. Give us another success story you can think about right now.
Sure, I would love to. So I had another individual shortly after that. He said, "You got 90 days. I need
Mm-hmm.
a car." They didn't have a car,
Yeah.
and they said, "You got 90 days. That's what I'm gonna give you. That's how long I'm gonna pay you, and that's what I need." I said, "Okay, all right." So basically, I found that they were in a T-Mobile data breach. Their social security number was found in that. And so I submitted their FTC report, their CFPB, and their disputes. And I want to say 2 weeks later,
Mm-hmm.
they went from a 522, because when they joined me, and I have all of this on my social media, all of the receipts and time stamps and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
but I had a 522. And then they got a 7. That right now they have a 719 FICO score. So they
Wow.
jumped up almost 200 points. It's 198 freaking points.
Yeah.
So what I did was what the strategy does, y'all. Basically, I'm just gonna be honest, it's called a credit sweep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I don't know if y'all ever heard about credit sweeps, but that's what it is. We are being aggressive. We're trying to wipe everything off at one time as quickly as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. That's all it is.
Mm-hmm.
And the basis of that dispute is going to be identity theft.
Okay.
And so, um, by what was it, July the 3rd?
Mm-hmm.
July the 3rd, they bought a car.
Wow.
Yep, they got them a Jeep Cherokee, and that's what they wanted. They wanted a Jeep Cherokee. I told him, I said, make sure you get what you want. You deserve
Mm-hmm.
what you want. Everybody who's listening to this right now, if it's something that a goal that you've had in mind, a specific thing that you wanted, if you work for it, you can get it. You
Yeah.
deserve it. Don't let nobody, trick you out of what's yours. And
Right.
so, he's been wanting a Jeep Cherokee for years.
Mm.
And so to add to that, y'all, I'm coming with, like Sid said, I'm coming with so much stuff. I basically came up with another book. I'm always writing.
Mm-hmm.
And so through this experience, since I had such good success with this, and he did, by him getting a tangible car, I just basically documented the process.
Mm.
So now I teach people how to buy cars from home. Because
Okay.
he never did that before. Never even knew that was a thing. Like the business cars, I bought those cars from the comfort of my house.
Mm.
You do not need to go to the dealership to sit there in that office and wait for them to play Russian roulette with your credit and run it through every bank that's possibly gonna pick it up just
Yeah.
for you to gamble on them telling you yes or no. You don't
Right.
have to do that. We buy
Mm.
cars like bosses,
Yeah.
period, in
Yeah.
2025.
Yeah.
And so he didn't, even though he had a 719, I'm gonna be honest with you. We wiped everything clean, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that left him with not that many accounts. So
Okay.
I also want to educate you guys and let you know, just because you have a 700 credit score doesn't mean you're going to get a strong approval or you're going to get approved by a prime
Okay.
lender.
Mm-hmm.
Prime lender, somebody such as Bank of America, Navy Federal, the big guys, right?
Mm-hmm.
They may not pick up your loan because the underwriter looks at your credit profile. They're not studying that score at the end of the day. They're gonna
Mm-hmm.
look at your credit profile and they're gonna see, is this person credit worthy? Do they have aged accounts where they have proven that they can pay this stuff back? And so if you have a thin credit file with a 700 credit score, you may have to go with a sub prime lender. And
Mm-hmm.
that's what he had to do. But ultimately he got what he wanted.
Yeah.
And he was able to get his approval before he went to the dealership. So all you have to do, guys, when you go to that dealership, test drive the car, make sure you actually like it or whatever, and then sign your finance papers. So I taught him how to negotiate from the house, how to get that pre-approval. And when you go to the lot, make sure you're looking at the car from the top to the bottom, and
Mm-hmm.
you leave happy.
Yeah. Yeah. Because
Dealerships usually don't like that because they
right.
want control. They
Right.
want control.
Right. You teach people what to say and how to say it and when to say it and all that stuff.
Yep.
And that's power when you can know that you're already approved before you even get to the dealership. And like she said, you don't have to sit there in their office for 3 hours. I just talked to somebody the other day who was actually doing that. Sit in the office half a day, and by the time they left, they still didn't have the vehicle.
Oh, see, I hate it. I
Yeah.
just hate it. And to me, I've learned, I don't know if you're familiar with Myron Golden. I'm sure you
Oh
are.
yeah. Oh yeah.
That's my guy. I love me some Myron. But
Yeah.
Myron, always talks about go find a problem that people
Mm-hmm.
actually have. He said, just because you think that people have a problem, don't mean people gonna actually buy it. It has to be valuable enough for people to find valuable enough to buy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I saw that he said, find a problem in the marketplace. That's a problem.
Right.
People going to these dealerships and just hoping and wishing and praying that they
Mm-hmm.
gonna get approved, and they gonna get, and then if they do get approved, the rate sucks,
Mm-hmm.
or you end up getting a Kia Rio, and that's not what you want. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying?
Right.
You end up walking away with a car you don't even like
Right.
because you're desperate. So that
Mm-hmm.
problem, the desperation, I saw that problem and I came up with a solution. So
Mm.
my blueprint is going to teach you how to negotiate, how to stay in control of the conversation, and who to talk to, because it ain't the people that the what they call the car seat, it ain't him. He's just a pretty face. He trying a pretty face is trying to get paid,
And some of them ain't pretty.
Exactly. Yep. And then I even teach you what to look for on the car. I give you like a little checklist at the end. Make sure you got all your lug nuts if it's a used car.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure you look at the tread of the tire. Make sure you look at that windshield. If there are
Mm.
any stars in the windshield, ask them to fill them before you leave. Because before you sign that paper, you have power.
Yeah.
Ask for what you want.
Okay.
And guess what?
Right.
9 out of 10, I'm not gonna say 10 out of 10. 9 times out of 10, they're gonna give it to you. You don't want to know why? They want to make some money.
Right. Right. So now, when doing all of this, is this anything like a debt snowball? I've heard some places now have not only a debt snowball, they have a debt avalanche. Do you talk anything about that?
When
Like,
you so are you talking about like paying off credit cards?
yeah, paying off stuff. Do you have to pay off stuff before you do this kind of stuff that you're talking about? Like use the debt snowball or the debt avalanche, or can you go into this and then start looking at that other stuff?
Wow, that's a great question. So I'm gonna make sure I understand your question so I can answer it right. Basically, you're asking about when people have a lot of outstanding debt,
Mm-hmm.
like debt to income ratio may be not in their favor,
Right.
which would affect their credit decision on getting approved or denied. That's what you're
Right.
asking, right?
Mm-hmm.
Great question. So with that, the credit sweep is to wipe things off that are closed and negative and inaccurate. Okay.
Okay.
That includes collections, bankruptcies, incorrect addresses, stuff like that. You
Mm-hmm.
know. Now when it comes down to open accounts, if you
Mm-hmm.
got a big balance on your Bank of America credit card, and you've maxed it out, you making minimum payments or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
then you definitely want to look into, getting that down, because that is a part of the credit decision.
Mm-hmm.
Is how well are you handling this debt?
Right.
Um, I don't really feel like that is a absolute necessity,
Mm-hmm.
but it will make your credit decision or your rate or whatever stronger, you
Mm-hmm.
know. But
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that that's just like just because you got a credit card with Bank of America, but you got good payment history.
Mm-hmm.
It may be high utilization. I don't feel like they're just going to be like, no, but they may not give you a prime rate. They may give you, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, mm-hmm. Yep,
Well, wow.
definitely need good payment history if you're
Mm-hmm.
trying to go in with confidence to get what you want at that dealership or whatever. You want to have payment history. That's a whole nother different round of disputes. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
first we're trying to clean everything close and negative, and then
Mm-hmm.
we go into the open accounts and start cleaning up some of this payment history. So there's a whole nother different strategy.
Yeah.
So
But you do teach that as well.
yeah,
Yeah.
uh-huh.
Yeah.
We talk about bankruptcies. We talk about uh the negative payment history. What else could go wrong with your credit? How you pay your credit card bill. A lot of people don't know that, but
Mm-hmm.
you don't pay your credit card once a month.
Mm.
You're doing that, stop.
Mm.
Stop. Especially if you get paid bi-weekly.
Mm.
Now, if you get paid once a month, sometimes if you can't do it, you just can't do it.
Right.
But stop doing it because your score is going like this.
Okay.
Well, it ain't even going that far up. It's probably just a little bit and then it's
Yeah.
going, so you want to make sure that you're getting one of the main ways to get your utilization down is not paying once a month. Do not pay on the due date.
Mm-hmm.
Pay 3 days before the due date and 15 days before the due date. Pay twice a month.
Wow.
Period.
Mm-hmm.
hmm
And what will that do?
That is supposed to hide your utilization. Um,
Okay.
it's a double benefit. Hiding your utilization, which basically is going to help your credit to not do this, but just, kind of stay where it is
Mm-hmm.
throughout the 30-day time frame. And
Yeah.
then, so that's one benefit. The other side of the coin is it strengthens your relationship with your credit card company because
Okay.
let's just say you got a $500 credit limit, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're paying out a lot of your bills with it. Let's say you're spending $450 on it per month,
Mm-hmm.
but you're paying them twice a month. Guess
Yeah.
what they gonna realize? They need more money because
Mm.
they're fixing this card out and they paying us twice. They can handle more money, so we're gonna give them an increase.
Okay. Okay. So it looks good to them as well as the credit bureau.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Absolutely. Do
Awesome.
not pay once a month. Do not pay on the due date. Pay twice a month.
Twice a month.
Twice
Now,
a month.
and that those payments, because I've always heard like doing that with your mortgage, and when you do that at the end of the year, you've actually made 13 payments as opposed to 12 payments.
Mm-hmm.
You've made and that 13th payment is all principal.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's another good news. Well, hey, I tell you, Miss Ebony, we're gonna have you back because this is just so awesome. I hope that people will go out and get your information because again, ladies and gentlemen, everything she said was well said.
Yeah, I love it. I loved it. And I can
That's what
definitely give
we
you guys the link, the direct link to,
yeah, go ahead and give us the information again.
yeah, I could definitely give you guys the direct link to the book. Let me see. I wonder can y'all read this? If is it gonna be mirrored? Because I'm a visual person, so you thinking everybody else is
And
too.
I'll read it for the people who are just listening to the podcast as opposed to watching it.
Yeah, so this is my name on social media, EBONIMAREEE. And when you
Okay.
go to my social media, you're literally going to see the link in bio. Click on the link in bio and you'll be able to, book your free credit audit. Let me see if I can find a direct link to so I can write that as well. Because my links are they don't have a what do you call it? What is the thing on the end? A domain?
Yeah.
Necessarily have the domain. It's kind
So
of
it's not a website.
it's an online store. So
Okay.
the online store is a little bit different than the website.
Yeah.
Here it is right here. Yep, here it is. Let's see. I'm gonna write that down for you guys. I tried to shorten it as much as I could. Yeah, it's gonna be too long. It's gonna be I did shorten the link, but it's gonna be too long to write. But I could give you the link, and maybe when you post this on YouTube, you could put the link in the description box. Does
Yeah,
that
I
work?
can do that, or I can put it on the screen. Just tell me what it is.
Oh yeah, hold on, let me put it. Yeah, I got you. No problem putting it in the chat.
Okay.
Yeah, here's the link right here.
Well, go ahead and say it so people who are listening can know what it is.
Okay, it is www.pensight.com/x/ Ebony Marie, okay, /BUWB bundle. Breaking up with bondage bundle. That's what that stands for.
Well,
But if you guys,
awesome.
if you're on my social media, just DM me,
Yeah.
and I'll give you the direct link, or if you're watching this on YouTube, check the description box or what have you. And you
Which social media platform should they go to?
All of them. You can go to YouTube, you can go to TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and I think that's all that I'm on. I'm on this platform called Lemonade. I don't know if y'all ever heard of it, but I'm on there too. That one is a little bit least popular, but yeah, all of the big hard hitters: TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. I am the most active on TikTok. I'm be honest with you because I love their algorithm. That's
Okay.
where I made the most money.
Yeah.
Anybody in here who trying to get paid to post content, who trying to turn content into coins, that TikTok is the place to be for
All
sure.
right. All right. Well, thank you so much, Miss Ebony Marie. I really appreciate you coming on the Well Said podcast. And hey, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. My 10th episode. And it was awesome. What a milestone. What a great episode. Ebony, thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, you know what you got to do. You got to hit that like button. You got to hit the subscribe. You got to hit the notification bell because, hey, you got to share this thing. You definitely want to share this one with everybody you know. You got to do that. And as always, you got to keep being great. You got to have a great day. Why? because somebody's got to be great today. It might as well be you. Take care.
Thanks for listening to the Well Said Podcast. Tune in next time for another exciting and informative edition. If you need help on how to become an author or speaker, contact Cedric at cedric3.com. And thanks again for listening to the Well Said Podcast.